September 29th, 1988. One gunshot shatters the silence at 14,000 feet.
A hijacker takes the cockpit, a co-pilot falls, and a fighter jet is cleared to shoot the plane down.
With a gun pressed to his head, the captain flips a passenger jet upside down, then sends it screaming toward the earth at impossible speed.
As police close in on the runway and snipers take aim, was this madness worth it, or the only way to save 105 lives?
September 29, 1988 B8 began like any other ordinary morning.
A routine domestic flight, scheduled for just 50 minutes.
Families, workers, and students filled the cabin. Ordinary lives, unaware of what lay ahead.
Among them was a man carrying something far heavier than luggage.
In the cockpit, everything followed routine.
At 10:42 a.m., Flight 375 left the ground.
By 1988, Brazil was drowning in economic instability.
We are entering a new era for our great nation.
The return to democracy brought hope, but not stability.
For many, survival became the only priority.
For one man, the crisis was no longer political. It was personal.
He believed drastic action was the only way to be heard.
Security was minimal. No one stopped him.
With the autopilot disabled, every second demanded precision. There was no room for error. He quietly transmitted the universal signal for hijacking.
On the ground, the alert was immediate. Flight 375 was no longer routine traffic.
A fighter jet was scrambled with urgent orders.
The interceptor pulled alongside the passenger jet. The captain now faced a decision no civilian pilot had trained for. 20 minutes into the flight, everything appeared routine. His hands trembled as he prepared to act. He moved quietly toward the cockpit.
The first shot shattered the silence inside the aircraft. Inside the cockpit, survival instincts took over.
Control of the aircraft was now under direct threat.
The captain now faced an impossible demand.
Under threat, the aircraft changed course.
With systems damaged, he flew entirely by hand.
A single shot changed everything inside the cockpit.
Now alone, the captain carried every life on board.
A fighter jet appeared beside the aircraft.
Fuel reserves were dropping to critical levels.
He proposed landing at a nearby airport to refuel.
Suspicion replaced reason inside the cockpit.
The interceptor remained within striking distance.
He waited for orders that could end over 100 lives.
The aircraft rolled completely upside down.
Then the captain pushed the nose straight down. The jet was flying faster than it was ever designed to go. At the last possible moment, he pulled the aircraft level. The wheels struck the runway with force. Against all odds, the aircraft came to a stop.
Within minutes, the aircraft was surrounded. Negotiators prepared for a prolonged standoff.
Inside, the tension had not eased.
Control, this is Flight 307. We are complying with their demands for immediate departure.
Communication opened, but trust did not. Snipers waited for a clear opportunity.
You get me another aircraft in safe passage, or this ends badly.
He demanded another aircraft in safe passage.
Authorities agreed to the exchange. Buying time.
The aircraft door finally opened. He used the captain as protection.
A shot rang out, but it missed.
He fired again in desperation. The standoff ended in seconds.
The runway was finally secure.
Both men were rushed to the hospital.
Doctors worked quickly to stabilize both patients.
The hijacking dominated national headlines.
He was later sentenced to life in prison.
The events of that day would never be forgotten. In the weeks that followed, investigators reconstructed every second. The data revealed a maneuver few believed possible. The aircraft endured forces far beyond its design limits.
He later described the moment as instinct and training combined.
Airport security would never be the same again.
The story of Flight 375 remains a testament to decisive action.
The hijacking reflected deeper tensions within the country.
His military training would later prove critical.
Experts later recreated the maneuver in controlled conditions. Amazingly, the aircraft remained structurally intact.
His actions were later recognized for extraordinary courage.
The sky above Brazil returned to calm, but the memory endured.
Investigators sought to understand what drove the act.
Economic hardship weighed heavily on many citizens.
The event tested national air defense protocols.
The descent pushed the aircraft to its absolute limits.
He carried the weight of that decision for years.
The lessons learned would shape aviation safety for decades.
The incident led to stricter cockpit security measures. Airport screening procedures became more rigorous. Training programs adapted to prepare pilots for extreme scenarios. Aircraft designs incorporated stronger cockpit barriers.
The event became a case study in decisive leadership.
Today, the skies remain secure because of lessons learned. Decades later, the footage still commands attention. The incident is now studied in aviation classrooms worldwide.
Engineers examined how close the aircraft came to structural failure.
Experts later analyzed the psychology behind the captain's choice.
The courage displayed that day remains deeply respected.
From crisis came reforms that strengthened aviation worldwide.
Every second of the flight has since been carefully documented.
In that instant, training overcame fear.
Few believed a passenger jet could survive such a maneuver.
At the last moment, the aircraft was pulled level.
Remarkably, the aircraft remained operational.
From crisis came clarity, and from clarity came reform. The incident quickly gained international attention.
Analysts compared it with previous aviation crises.
Simulations confirmed the aircraft endured extreme loads.
And the parts went sit. The captain's choice sparked ethical debate.
The loss of life was never forgotten.
A single flight reshaped how the world viewed aviation security.
Policymakers reassessed emergency response frameworks. Air defense protocols were refined to reduce uncertainty.
Pilots trained extensively for similar emergencies.
Engineering advancements strengthened cockpit security.
The story became a symbol of decisive leadership under pressure.
From uncertainty emerged stronger systems and safer skies.
Years later, official records shed new light on the event.
The captain's split-second judgment remains a subject of study.
Today's aircraft incorporate reinforced cockpit protections.
Pilots now train for scenarios once considered unimaginable.
The flight is remembered as a turning point in aviation history. The sky remains safer because of lessons learned that day. Aviation today connects the world with unprecedented safety. Modern technology supports pilots in every phase of flight. Effective communication remains a cornerstone of flight safety. Aircraft are tested far beyond normal operating limits.
The flight marked a pivotal moment in aviation awareness.
A single day reshaped the future of flight. Modern aircraft rely on layered redundancy for safety. Air traffic control adds another layer of protection.
Center, confirming flight level 350.
Clear communication prevents confusion in critical moments. Airlines monitor flights continuously from the ground. Public confidence in air travel rests on constant improvement. Safety in the skies is built on vigilance and experience. Aircraft design has evolved through lessons learned. Modern aircraft are engineered to endure extraordinary forces. Clear teamwork defines modern flight operations. Flights are now tracked with global precision.
Millions travel safely each day, rarely thinking about the challenges of the past.
The horizon ahead remains clear and secure. Each frame of the event continues to be studied.
Leadership in crisis demands clarity and courage.
Technology continues to enhance pilot awareness. Safety begins long before takeoff. Confidence in flight rests on invisible systems of protection. What began as crisis became a catalyst for change. Some flights leave marks far beyond their destination.
Each generation of pilots learns from those who came before.
Aircraft strength is now validated beyond doubt. Experience and preparation define today's flight deck. Air travel continues safely across the globe.
From crisis emerged resilience, and from resilience came safer skies.